So today is Election Day. It is November 3rd, 2020, a day that a lot of people have been waiting for 4 years. And a day some people have been dreading for 4 years. But this is the actual day. We are in Salinas, California. It is 2 minutes until the polls open, and it's 7 a.m. It is very foggy, very wet. But we are going to drive all over the place today in Monterey County and see what the day is like. All right, guys, so our first stop in Salinas was the Lutheran school and church. As you can see, there's not a lot going on here right now. I've seen a handful of people go in, but it's still pretty calm here. I expect it'll get busier later because it's still only like 7:15. And we will go somewhere else and see what it looks like. So this church on San Vicente is almost just as dead, if not deader, than the first stop. It is right across the street. Here's this church. There's the other one. So things are not very busy. It's a fairly... You wouldn't know this was the biggest election in American history happening today by looking at it. This one is the First Presbyterian Church in Salinas, and there's nobody here. In an hour and 15 minutes, I've seen, I think, 5 people go in to vote. I'm blaming it on people voting early, people voting absentee, the virus, but this place is not even worth getting out of the car for. Let's go to Barando Meadows School. So here's the middle school. Also dead. Okay, so it's almost 10 o'clock on Election Day. And I visited 8 different polling places around Salinas, and none of them have lines. The Monterey County Weekly reported that last night, as of Monday night, almost 56% of the registered voters in Monterey County had turned in their ballots already. So over half of everyone who's registered in this county has already voted. So I think now I'm gonna try to drive over to CASTROVILLE and see what's going on in a different city. Maybe we can find something interesting that's going on instead of just poll workers looking at their phones. So we are now out in front of the AUSONIO library in CASTROVILLE, and it has clearly been the busiest spot all morning. And that's probably because there's 2 polling places in CASTROVILLE. But most people here are showing up and turning in their ballots. I think the majority have already voted and are just dropping off here. So that's what's going on here, but this is easily the busiest place that I've seen in Monterey County so far today. All right, so we've done the CASTROVILLE library. Very busy, people coming and going every minute here. But now we're going to go to a different library. We're going to go to Marina. Let's get it. All right, so I've been at the Marina library for about 10 minutes. And it's leaving right now, so I'll show you. But there's a Trump guy over here. First time I've seen a political push in front of a polling center. Too bad. Too bad he's leaving right now. Probably couldn't even see it. But there's also this guy parked in front. None of the places in Salinas or in CASTROVILLE had signs like this out front. You can have them. You have to be 100 feet away. But this is the only place I've seen them. I feel like there are more sunset drives than there are sunrise drives. Why is that? So we made our way down to Pacific Grove. Sun's coming down. It's 2:30. Same thing here. Everyone's voted already, so it's very slow. There's more people working here than there are people inside voting. I think we're gonna see huge numbers this year. Huge numbers. More people voted than ever before. And that's a positive thing regardless. Just fucking deer right here. Just deer. Pacific Grove Middle School. Seen more deer grazing on school lawns than people going in to vote. So right now I'm in downtown Carmel, where the rich of the rich shop and live. And again, there's nobody even here. I wanted to go to more places today and take more photographs, but there's literally nothing to shoot. It's poll workers standing around looking at their phones, which is fine. That's what I'd be doing, but it doesn't make an interesting photograph, and it's not really an interesting story. Right now I see 5 of them just standing around trying to stay warm. So I will skip this place. So I'm back in Monterey. I decided to skip some more places in Carmel because they were too far and it wasn't really happening. But today, like, I really wanted to take some awesome time lapses of people in lines, and you can see crowd movement and everything. And now I'm at the Monterey County Fairgrounds, and as you can see, it's just as dead. I can liken this to wanting to take time lapses of cloud movement, and everywhere you go, it's just blue sky. So this is not turning out the way I expected it. I expected way more crowds, but this just shows that so many people voted early. And everyone's done it already. So we may stop at a few more spots on the way home, but I think we may call it a day. So back home now. Very long day. I was up basically from 6 a.m. and it's now almost 4:30. But man, I was all over the place. I was at 8 precincts in Salinas, went to CASTROVILLE, was in Marina, was in Monterey, was in Pacific Grove, went to Carmel, went to Seaside, and the same thing was seen all over the place. Everyone voted early. Almost no one was showing up. The same people that did all their college papers the night before were the people that came out to vote today. I think the thing to take away from today that's the most interesting is that despite all the negative things said about mail-in ballots, everyone still voted early. Everybody. And that's what I'm going to take away from this, is that mail-in voting was huge. I think there were 96 million votes counted across the nation before Election Day, which must be a record. It's got to be a record by far. So, I'm John Ruddick from High Orbit Media, and thanks for watching.